exercises. So if you're having shoulder issues, especially on the front side or in the rotator cuff, I'm going to guide you through some steps for it. We get a lot of problems with this because of society now. We have rounded shoulders while we're driving, while we're typing. We get a lot of internal rotation and very little external rotation to open everything up. First place to start, your spine and your nervous system. Everything controlling your shoulders, everything in that area deals with the spine and nervous system. The reason your shoulders hurt so much is because your posture and your spine are so bad and your neck is coming forward, losing cervical curve, which is shown to make tension all through the shoulder areas, and it's going to create shoulder problems. So the problem may be felt here, but we got to go to the source first. So number one, get the nervous system properly tested. Talk to us about that area and make sure you're correcting the nervous system so posture can be upright. So to do that, number one is the adjustment. Number two is the spinal home care, spinal molding rolls. If you need guidance on that, be sure to message me on the Facebook page to get a hold of me. Spinal molding rolls, your traction unit, that's all going to help keep that posture upright, as well as the head weight. The head weight keeps you upright. So the more you can be in this posture, the more open your shoulders are, you're not getting the roundedness to create a lot of the pain. Once you've gone and you've focused on the spine and the source of the problem, now we can start to go to work on the shoulders themselves. So there's several stretches I want to show you and a couple strengthening exercises I want to show you. Number one is a simple door stretch. So you find a doorway and you're just opening that chest area up in the front. This is really tight for me because I use my internal rotation of my shoulders all day long. But it's a good stretch. And you can see I'm kind of just going side to side, or you can do both of them straight on. But you're getting a good stretch. I would hold those for 30 seconds and go into that several reps, several times. Next, I'll be working on that external rotation itself. So close up to the wall here, your elbow is going to be at 90-degree angle, and you're going to turn away from it. Woo! That one pulls. So that will stretch that out really good in there. Again, I'm doing 20 to 30 second holds, and I'm doing multiple of those each side or on the affected shoulder side. Once you're there, then you can just step straight out a little bit more. With your thumb up, you'll stretch that out. Again, that's going to be kind of like the door stretch. Stretch out the pec muscle and the front of the shoulder. Then go thumb down. Thumb down, same stretch. So you have 20 to 30 seconds here, you have 20 to 30 seconds here, you have 20 to 30 seconds here, and then you have your door stretch. So there's a lot of really good stretches there as far as trying to work this out. If it's a posterior shoulder for some reason, that's when you would come across here, but most people don't have the issue with that. They have the issue with the external rotation. Now, once you're stretching them, you also want to start strengthening the weak muscles, which are usually on the back side, across the shoulder, on the back of the shoulder here, that are getting weak because you're rolled forward all day long. So a simple band will help here. So I just have one that you can find at any department store, any sports store, and it's just simple band. They can cut one off for you, or if you have an actual nice band at home, I usually use pretty light tension for it. And I want to strengthen these external rotations, so I'm challenging the body to get stronger this direction. So what I do for that is I just roll it up a little bit. You're going to have it arms width apart, and then you're going out. And you will feel the strain happening there. So I'm keeping elbows tight at 90 degrees, and I'm externally rotating the shoulders out this way. So I'm pulling them out this direction. I like to use bands. You can use dumbbells for this. You could lay on the ground and do it, but I like this. Really gets a good stretch. So that's number one. Number two, for strengthening, is just to hold it straight out in front of you, shoulder height, and then stretch apart. And then you'll feel it in the upper trap area down through the shoulder here. And so you're just stretching. Now for each of these exercises, you're going to kind of go till fatigued, but I would do, again, 20 to 30 reps of those. You'll feel the fatigueness. You may be able to do it a couple rounds. It's going to depend on how significant your shoulder problem is, but work your way up. You may start with 10 reps, work to 20, work to 30. Do that a couple of times. The last one, so you have your external rotation, where you're rotating here. You have your up shoulder level. And then your last one is going to be over a door or a post. And these are simple rows. You'd go down to one knee, and then you're going to pull down toward yourself. You can do actual pull-ups, but this is going to help strengthen the upper trap area. This one really helps me stay strong in the shoulder areas, so I'm not getting weak and having shoulder problems. So again, you may start with 10 to 20 reps, work your way up to 30, and then you can rest after you get to 20 or 30 and do multiple sets of those. So you're constantly stretching out the shoulders on a daily basis. You have multiple ways, 4 or 5 different ways to stretch it. You have 3 or 4 different ways to strengthen it, and that's a good start. Now, if you're experiencing extreme pain, you can't lift your shoulder at all, please talk to us first. We'll work on the neck area. We'll work on the shoulder joints themselves, because these joints can be out of position, and then we may tweak your regimen for you. If you can't lift the shoulder at all, sometimes you can just start to see your range of motion via walking, and some people may be able to get to here, or you may be able to go all the way up. You just walk your hand up the wall, and you can kind of stretch out there a little bit. But if you have a frozen shoulder and it's really froze up, you might not be able to get that high, but I like to lean into it a little bit there and then walk it back down. But if you have a bad shoulder rotator cuff, that might be really hard to do. But I want to show you all of those. There's a regimen you can start putting together so you have specifics on what do you do if you have a shoulder problem in the office. I get the question all the time. Now you know, and you can put that regimen for strengthening, stretching, and addressing the nervous system, which is how we get to the cause of problems, not treat them with drugs, not treat them with just therapies, but really truly get to the bottom of why you would have that issue in the first place, to protect you long term, to help you reach your full potential. That's what our office is all about.